So every now and again, I catch myself in one of these cycles where I am not spending my mornings how I'd prefer at all, which usually is then followed by me not spending my day as I would like to. As I've watched myself through the last couple of years, it is especially likely for this cycle to happen during winter and also during challenging moments in my life, which funnily enough coincide often with winter. In general, I notice I sleep later, I'm not motivated in the same ways, I feel unable to actively express myself in the ways I'm able to during the warmer months, and things just in general take me so much longer to get done, all of which is actually so normal. As nature goes into her winter and hibernates, our bodies, which are also nature, desire to do the same. We go into the darkness, into ourselves, where we often see these challenges clearly while we're not being so distracted by the energy of summer. I've realized time and time again, it is my mind that resists spending the time as my body desires. And this resistance causes so much more struggle than if I would have just followed nature's lead in the first place and allowed myself to slow down. So, as the days, in the Northern Hemisphere anyways, are slowly but surely getting longer, I too am allowing myself to slowly and gently call back the habits into my life that are supportive, while also remaining open to the fact that they might look different than they did before. And literally anytime I start something new, I find it very helpful to connect with an intention for the journey ahead. However, not only the intention as to what I desire and hope to get out of what it is that I'm doing, but also the why behind what it is that I am doing. And the fact that this is all coming to me, the start of the new year and approaching in bulk, it's turning into an intention for the entire year ahead, which is create more and consume less. Basically, it's my guide for the year, my mantra, I suppose. Create more, consume less. In every moment that I'm present for anyway, I want to just use it as a way to check in with myself. Can I be in some way creating more and consuming less? My favorite. So cute. These initial words came to me while I was in one of my scrolling rabbit holes. I don't remember what I was watching, but I had a moment of, what the fuck are you doing? You're consuming so much and you're not creating anything. Just like that, more or less. I think we all struggle with this. Now my dog is panting. Pacing. Let's try this again. The dog is in a different room now. I think we all struggle with this. You know, social media is how we stay connected and inspired, but so quickly, if we're not careful, that connection and inspiration can turn into all the icky things. It can turn sour and turn into a distraction, taking us away from what we're here to do, which, in my humble opinion, is to authentically create our truth, to be an open vessel for nature's creativity to express through us and to be brought to life through the unique filter that is each and every one of you and me, each and every one of us. And the most beautiful thing, which I'm still in this process of really learning this and embodying this wisdom that I've known for so long, but by authentically expressing that truth, we so quickly fall into alignment with what we are here to do, what we are designed to do here, and quickly start to give back to nature, to flow with nature, and things just start to click into place. But yeah, so if you're still here, thanks for making it this far. And if you're resonating, cool. You're probably, though, asking yourself, I know I would be asking myself, okay, cool, Carly, words that you're saying, I like them, but like, how do you actually intend to start to implement all the things you're saying? I'm gonna say to you, yes, you're right, good point. But I'm also going to say this is all a trial and error. It's all an experiment. Our lives are experiments. And I'll tell you what I'm planning on doing, but I think by now we also really know that there's no one plan fits all. I mean, there's not even a one plan fits me for the rest of my life once I find it. What worked for me 6 months ago, even less, is not working in the same way now as it was back then. But I do think that's the whole point of us being here, of us being in these human bodies, experiencing life in an infinite different amount of ways. And that's how we evolve and grow. That's the whole point, is trying new things and seeing what fits and experimenting and seeing what doesn't fit and learning from those things. And most importantly, I've found, at least for myself, all of these experiences I've had thus far in my life have just opened my perspective in beautiful ways and allowed myself to be more and more a witness of my own personal growth and evolution, and to look back at myself, God, even just a couple days ago, and be like, wow, that's already a different version than I am now, and she taught me so much and I learned so much through her, and I'm not her anymore, but I love her. Yeah. So I'm going to start by suggesting, and bear in mind that all of what I'm telling you is for myself as well. I'm going to start by suggesting that you let go of any preconceived notions or ideas of what has or hasn't worked for you in the past, because I guarantee you, you are not the same person as you were back then. And maybe something that didn't work for you then might work for you now, and maybe something that worked for you then won't work for you now, and maybe it worked then and will work now and won't work then and won't work now. Who knows? But open yourself up to whatever comes your way, whatever comes into your field, into your life, by way of me suggesting something, or a conversation with a friend or a family member, or something you see elsewhere on social media. Just be open. Start by simply reflecting and choosing, just to try, give it a go, the major thing you feel needs to shift. Think bottom up, think foundational, like the thing that kind of domino affects the rest of your day, if there is one. I know for me there is, and that's why I'm doing it this way. And that is this thing. All, and I mean all of our actions, particularly our habits, but our actions as well, are based on a feedback loop. If you haven't read Atomic Habits, this book here, please do, it's fantastic. But basically, as short and sweet and simple as possible, a cue triggers a craving, and then that craving motivates a response, which that response then provides a reward, and then that reward satisfies a craving, which then becomes associated with that habit. So like for the phone, for example, we all know by now, most of us anyway, I think, that the forever scrolling provides an endorphin kick. You know, we get entertained by something and then we keep wanting to like know what's coming next, but we don't know what's gonna come, but it's definitely gonna be entertaining, right? There, an example. Maybe like a notification is a cue, which then triggers you picking up the phone, which then that triggers you opening that, and then scrolling, and then blah, 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 blah. And then that trigger goes into another behavior. And that's where we get to habit stacking. So that's where, for me, I realized that this doodad here is an initial group of triggers and cues and actions, blah, 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 that then trickles down into other habits throughout the day that I don't enjoy very much. And I'm not like trying to say that I'm on my phone all day long, because I don't have time for that. I have shit to do. But when I'm on it is when I have those moments where I could be doing something that is like fully enjoyable for me. Like I could have a moment where I could paint, or I could draw, or journal, or meditate, or practice yoga, and instead I find myself caught on the couch on my phone. So in saying all this, for me, I need to stay off my phone in the morning. And not just like right when I wake up, for the better part of my morning. I am such a skin picker. As the morning sets the foundation for the entire rest of my day, how I spend my morning, I can normally assume, is going to be how I spend and feel for the rest of the day. Not always, but often. Yeah, for me, and I think for many of us, I need to refrain from being on my phone for the better part of the day, because how I spend my morning directly correlates with how the rest of my day goes. But pre this, I need to make the phone inaccessible at night before the morning, which means simply plugging my phone in a different room other than the one I sleep in. Good night, phone. Good night.
Then, this is an important part here, the nighttime scrolling that I've been in a habit of doing as well will be replaced with something else, like journaling, reading, or some pranayama, and then making sure before I go to sleep to mindfully connect with how I intend to spend my first moments of the day, either by literally saying it out loud or by visualizing it within myself.
To start fresh. And that's honestly it for now. Slow and sustainable. And if you're already down on yourself about falling off the wagon of your New Year's resolutions, just remember that now is always the time to start, because there is only ever now, and this moment now. All we have is now. And even though our new year has passed, nature is still planting her seeds. You can still plant your seeds for the year ahead with approaching Imbolc, which is the wheel of the year, and which is nature's kind of new year, if that makes sense. And if you're somehow discovering this video not when I initially posted it, not at the end of winter, beginning of spring, I want you to remember that nature is always supporting you, whether that be her lunar cycles with the new moon as the chance to really be very supported to plant new seeds, or even just like the daily cycle of night into day and to night again. It's never past time to make slow and sustainable movements towards a more aligned life. And with that, I'm signing off to go to bed to do my morning the right way. I'm sending you so much love, and until next time, bye.